Welcome to Talk Fights. I'm Curtis Biggs. I'm joined again by my brother, Adam Biggs. The UFC coming up on September 25th is just excellent. It is UFC 266 and I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, a lot of big bangers. I guess we'll start at the bottom. Blaydes and Rozenstruik.
Yeah, that's a fantastic fight.
Absolutely. Two big heavyweights, big names, big strikers. A lot of similar opponents. They both lost to Ngannou. They both beat Overeem. They both beat Dos Santos.
Yep.
It should be huge.
Should be a great fight. Those guys are both very explosive. They both lost to Ngannou, as you said. But these guys are trying to make their way back up to a title. A win over either guy, I think, could certainly propel them in that direction.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both of them, you're not going anywhere without beating one of these two guys in the heavyweight division in the first place, right?
That's
so
right.
They're both kind of gatekeepers against each other kind of thing, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
They absolutely have to get past each other to be able to make that next step forward.
Absolutely.
And I think they both have the ability. It's just who's going to come out on top that night. It's
a tough call. Anything happen, either guy could land something. I mean, heavyweight, there's no room for error, right? Like any strike lands solid, someone's probably going to sleep.
Yeah.
Who's gonna win, Rozenstruik or Curtis Blaydes? I guess I'm gonna go Rozenstruik, and I'm gonna say Rozenstruik by knockout. I'm gonna say early in the fight.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think Curtis Blaydes is going to come out and want to be aggressive and not want to get behind at all. But also, I think Rozenstruik's going to come out very aggressive and bank some big shots and catch Curtis Blaydes early. I'm 100% with you on that. I would say first or second round stoppage for Rozenstruik.
It should be good. Who else do we have coming up after that?
Diaz and Robbie Lawler.
Diaz and Robbie Lawler. Oh, geez, what a great fight that is.
Bad blood.
Great rematch, yep. The first fight was very well known when Diaz knocked out Robbie Lawler, and I don't think that many people saw it coming. Robbie Lawler was on quite a tear at that time, and known as a huge puncher, a very aggressive guy. And Diaz was more known as a jiu-jitsu guy at that point. Yeah. But he showed everybody he knocked out Robbie Lawler. It was quite a fight, and they were going at it. They were going at it the first half round until Lawler got knocked out.
Yeah, it was definitely a good fight back then that people will look forward to watching, and now I think they look forward to seeing it even more. I think it's a great way to welcome Diaz back into the UFC.
That's right.
I know it's been a while, but I think we're all looking forward to seeing this.
Absolutely, very much.
Obviously, we always love Robbie Lawler. He's been on like a 4-fight skid.
That's right.
I think. Although one of those, I think he shouldn't have lost that one to Ben Askren. I think we talked about this before. Like, I thought if anything, it should have been stopped the other way prior to when it was stopped. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's in the past.
Whereas that's in the past. We've moved on. So he's on a 4-fight skid. But I always want to see Robbie Lawler come in and bang it out, especially against.
So excited.
He would love to get this one back on
Diaz. Absolutely, would he ever? Eh? It's going to be quite a fight. I think it's going to be very exciting. I think both guys are going to come out. I would say Robbie Lawler's going to come with guns blazing. I think Diaz is going to be very careful with doing that. That pitter-pat punching, very much like his brother Nate Diaz. Yeah. He's very, very good at it.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. I think both of them are going to come out at a high level here. They're both late in their fight careers. They're both veterans of the sport. They're both high-level guys. Yeah. They're going to come out strong. They're going to come out ready. It's going to be a great fight.
It is. It's going to be a great fight. Absolutely. I don't know who I think is going to win. Thinking about it off the top of my head, I want to say Robbie Lawler by decision. I think he's going to outwork Diaz. I don't think Diaz is going to be able to hurt him with those pitter-pat shots that he's hurt a lot of lesser guys with. I think Robbie Lawler is going to be able to get on the inside. He's going to hit him with body shots to slow him down, and he's going to pound him around the ring on his way to a unanimous decision.
Yeah. I'm pretty close to you there. I think he's going to end up getting a late stoppage, Robbie Lawler.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be able to gut it out. Like I said, I think he can handle the tip-tap shots that he's going to be taking from Nick Diaz. Not to say Nick Diaz doesn't have power.
There's power there,
because if you're not paying attention like Lawler wasn't in the first fight, you're going to get friggin' clocked and put down. I don't think Lawler's going to do that again. I think Lawler's aggression is going to be the difference because he can push the pace, and he can push the pace for the whole friggin' fight.
Well, that fight against Robert Donald was just amazing. I mean, that was a war, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So I'm seeing Lawler getting. He's gonna get a late round TKO, I think.
Yep.
Against Diaz. I think it's not gonna be an all-out stoppage where he's knocking him out cold. I think he's gonna get the late round TKO.
We have Valentina Shevchenko and Lauren Murphy. Another great fight. I don't want to say this is an easy pick. I don't know enough about Lauren Murphy, to be completely honest. But if I had to make a pick, I'm going to say an early fight TKO for Valentina Shevchenko. I'm going to go a second round with punches.
Obviously, Valentina Shevchenko is top of her game. She's an absolute stud in her division, or any other division in the women's weight classes, for that matter. But yeah, I agree. I think Valentina Shevchenko is going to get maybe not an early stoppage. I'm thinking more mid to late. I think Lauren Murphy is a tough woman. She's going to fight back. She's come to She's come to fight. She's not going to be not prepared. She's a veteran.
A big shot.
She's a veteran as well, right? She's going to be prepared.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to say the same thing. Late round stoppage for later round stoppage for Valentina Shevchenko.
Awesome. We're on our main event. Is there anybody else we missed that we really want to talk about?
No, we want to. You want to mention Dan Hooker.
Hooker's on the card. Dan Hooker's always very exciting.
Moraes is also on the undercard too.
We had a jiu-jitsu specialist named Justin Grove on the show a few episodes ago, and he had done some training with Dan Hooker in Thailand. And he trained with some pretty high-level people, and he said Dan Hooker's probably the toughest guy.
One of the toughest guys he's met. Yeah, for sure. That was Dan Hooker is.
Yeah, absolutely is.
They put him up against time after time after time. He has a tough fight, and he always, even in defeat, he's out there to fight.
For sure,
to fight.
Our main event is Brian Ortega versus Alexander the Great Volkanovski.
Yeah.
Should be a great fight for the title. Volkanovski is very tough. He's coming off his last two wins been against Max Holloway. The last one was a split, but still I think it was pretty convincing. And Brian Ortega's only loss is to Max Holloway.
Right. I think Brian Ortega's explosive. I think he's dominated a lot of guys in that division. I think he's always got a chance. I think he moves well, and he hits hard. And he's tough. He's tough as nails.
He took a heck of a beating from Holloway.
Yeah.
In Toronto a few years ago, and Dr. Fazl Rahman, who we had on the show once, he was actually the doctor to make the decision to stop that fight against him.
And he was right to do so.
He was right to do so.
Absolutely. So, but that being said, that doesn't take away from the toughness of Ortega because he wasn't calling for it to be stopped.
No, that's
he was ready to go. Again, I think Volkanovski is just going to be too much in the way of his wrestling, and I don't think Ortega's going to have what it's going to take to stop him. I think Volkanovski's going to be able to get on top of him and dominate him for most of the fight. I'm going to go Volkanovski by decision.
Yep, and I'm following along the same lines. I think Volkanovski's really going to be able to dominate. He's going to be able to grab Brian Ortega, kind of throw him around the cage as much as he wants to. He's going to be able to hit him with punches. He's going to hit him with kicks. He's going to be able to take him down. Nothing against Brian Ortega.
No, he's a top-level fighter. Top level.
But I think that Volkanovski's got his number. And I've called for a few early stoppages on this night, but I'm calling for another one. I say that Volkanovski stops him early in the fight. First round, second round, something.
Yeah? Alright. Yeah, I think Volkanovski is going to be able to handle him most of the time, and it's going to come down to grinding out a 5-round unanimous decision for Volkanovski.
Certainly could be. But it should be great. It's a great lineup.
Great fight. So a few other ones coming up. Vitor Belfort was supposed to fight Oscar De La Hoya.
Now
he's not. He's fighting Vander Holyfield now, which I think is great. It's a completely different game.
Very much.
Preparing to fight for De La Hoya than preparing to fight for Holyfield.
Absolutely.
Also, I did happen to see something today that said Mike Tyson was going to, have an exhibition with Lennox Lewis. Now, I have no idea
that could be interesting.
If that's true or not. I would love to see that personally.
Absolutely. See Mike Tyson fight against anybody.
Just about anybody. Right? I would pay to just see.
Maybe one of the Paul brothers would be good.
Just about anybody. Well, I've seen that too. But I mean, I think he would hurt one of the Paul brothers.
Guaranteed.
At least a guy like Lewis, he'd be,
competitive. Hopefully, but who knows? I paid to see it.
Well, like the Roy Jones and
Why
Mike Tyson fight was a great fight.
It was good. Yeah, it was
I
good.
was glad to see those guys come out again and be able to be a high level, high caliber fighter
A
again.
little too much music videos and whatnot, but the fight was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's lots of great fights coming up. Yeah, the card, the September 25th, is really just fantastic. I cannot wait for it.
Stacked.
Great main event for the title. You know, we have Valentina Shevchenko,
Great
we have
co-main,
Nick Diaz, and Robbie Lawler. I mean, just an excellent, excellent card, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
Awesome. See you at the fights. All right.
Yes.
My secret power is sadness.
I knew that was
You knew it. Oh, strong claws.